At Crown Star University, break time fills the classroom with chatter and laughter, but David sits alone at the back, silent and unnoticed. Never speaking or smiling, he blends into the shadows, his solitude a heavy cloak. Curiosity stirs when a boy questions his silence, and Bella urges, "David, say something." Pressed, he whispers, "Hello," unleashing a foul odor that shocks all. Bella shouts, "What is that smell?" as students flee, some leaping out windows, crying, "It's too much." The room empties, leaving David alone, head bowed, rejection sting a familiar pain, a folktale outcast, bearing a hidden curse, the vibrant campus a cruel contrast to his isolation. The classroom, now empty after David's odor drove students away, stood as a silent testament to his shame. His fleeting hello had unleashed chaos, a recurring torment that sparked cruel nicknames. Mouthbomb, Mr. Talking Toilet. Classmates mocked without seeking answers, their laughter a relentless storm, never asking why his breath repelled them. David, stoic, never fought back, his silence a fragile shield against further humiliation. Crown Star University's bustling corridors, filled with chatter and laughter, deepened his isolation, each step echoing rejection. Like a folktale hero cursed by unseen forces, he bore his burden alone, the campus's vibrant communal spirit a distant hum, his heart heavy with the pain of being shunned. The empty desks, a mirror to his solitary struggle. The modest sitting room, its warm light casting soft shadows, offered David no solace as he returned home, weary from shame at Crown Star University. His mother's welcoming smile faded as he slumped into a chair, eyes red, voice heavy. "I'm tired of everything," he confessed, recounting how classmates fled his odor. When she instinctively covered her nose, his heart shattered. "You're ashamed of me too?" he said, tears welling. Her attempt to comfort faltered, the air thick with the curse's sting. "I thought I'm your son," he whispered, pain piercing his chest. Like a folktale prince rejected by kin, David's anguish deepened, the room's woven mats a stark contrast to his despair. The suburban dusk outside a silent witness to a family strained by an unyielding affliction, his solitude a heavy burden in the face of communal rejection. The sitting room, its warm glow dimmed by David's anguish, became a confessional as his mother unveiled the source of his torment. Her face, etched with sorrow, grew stern as she recounted a market incident 3 years prior. An old woman, provoked by David's sharp retort to her insults, calling him spoiled royal trash, had cursed him, condemning his breath to repel all. "You should have walked away," she scolded. "You're a prince meant to act better." David, defensive, cried, "Do I deserve this pain?" His voice cracking, tears brimming. The room's woven mats and flickering lamplight clashed with their heated exchange, a folk-tale rift between kin. "We've tried everything," she said, tears welling, listing futile quests. "Churches, mosques, herbalists, prayer camps. We've begged, fasted, climbed mountains," her voice heavy with exhaustion, revealing their royal lineage's burden. David, feeling blamed, shook his head. "So, it's my fault?" The suburban dusk outside, soft and quiet, framed a prince's shame, the communal weight of Aoko's values, humility, restraint, pressing down, his curse a wound from pride, the room a fragile sanctuary against a past mistake's enduring sting. The modest home, its dim-lit room heavy with sorrow, cradled David's despair as he retreated from his mother's words. Feeling like a curse, despite his princely status, he collapsed, sobbing like a child, clutching a childhood photo with his father, King Olmorog. "What happened to me?" he whispered, the image of his joyful past a stark contrast to his pain. His mother, weeping outside, stood helpless, her heart breaking. At Crown Star University, David sat alone, books open but unread, eyes vacant, the classroom's chatter a distant hum. The campus, alive with laughter and snapping photos, deepened his isolation, his silence a shield against mockery. Like a folk-tale outcast, akin to Faye's enduring trials in the African tales you cherish, he felt useless, his spirit crushed by relentless shame. The university's vibrant halls, with their communal energy, were a world he couldn't join, each rejection a stone on his heavy heart, his solitude a quiet plea for release from a curse that defined him, the suburban dusk a somber backdrop to his fading hope. The classroom, alive with Crownstar University's break-time buzz, turned hostile as Stella, her glossy lips and tight jeans a bold contrast to David's quiet solitude, stormed in. "Fine boy with mouth odor," she taunted, her voice dripping with scorn. "If you breathe near the fish pond, all the fishes will die." Her dramatic choking act, holding her nose, sparked laughter from nearby students, the air thick with cruelty. David, ears burning, stayed silent, his chest heavy, yearning to retort but fearing more shame. Like a folktale outcast facing a villain's scorn, akin to Faye's trials in African tales you admire, he shrank, the university's lively chatter a cruel backdrop to his humiliation, the desks a silent witness to his pain. The halls of Crownstar University, vibrant with the hum of break-time chatter, bore witness to a quiet moment of grace amidst David's shadowed existence. Annabelle, a new student with a serene presence, stepped into the classroom, her neat uniform and polished shoes a soft contrast to the raucous energy of her peers. Her calm eyes, searching for guidance, landed on David, seated alone at the back, his silence a shield against the world's scorn. Clutching a file and small bag, she approached, her voice gentle as a village stream. "Hi. Excuse me, please. I'm looking for the school library. I'm new here," she said, her kindness a beacon in the room's lingering cruelty. David, wary of his cursed odor, froze, his heart racing, fear sealing his lips. Like a folktale outcast, akin to Faye's enduring spirit in the African tales you cherish, he longed to help but dreaded the rejection his voice might unleash. The classroom's cluttered desks a silent witness to his internal struggle. Unable to speak, David tore a sheet from his notebook, his pen sketching a precise map to the library, directions written in careful script. Handing it to her, he avoided her gaze, his fingers trembling with the weight of his shame. Annabelle's warm smile broke through, her gratitude genuine. "Thank you so much," she said, pausing to study him. "Are you okay?" she asked softly, her concern a rare thread of compassion in the university's harsh weave. David nodded faintly, his eyes flickering with surprise, her kindness piercing the armor of his solitude. The classroom's faint hum of distant laughter clashed with the quiet sincerity of her words, a folktale moment where a stranger's grace challenges a hero's isolation. Annabelle nodded, "All right, thank you again," and left, clutching the paper, her steps light but her mind lingering on the silent boy who helped without a word. In the bustling hallway, Annabelle's thoughts churned. Why didn't he speak? Was he shy or burdened by something deeper? The university's corridors, alive with students snapping photos and swapping stories, buzzed with the communal pulse of youth. Yet David's solitude echoed in her mind. Her reflection was cut short by Stella, her long braids swaying, her voice loud and brash. "Hello, beautiful girl," Stella greeted, her shiny earrings glinting as she chewed gum with theatrical flair. Introducing herself, she linked arms with Annabelle, declaring, "Let's be friends." Her charm, a folktale trickster's allure, masked a sharper intent, her eyes catching the paper in Annabelle's hand. "Were you in that classroom?" she asked, her tone shifting to intrigue. Annabelle nodded. "I asked a student for library directions." Stella's eyebrows shot up, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "Don't tell me you met that boy." Annabelle, puzzled, asked, "Which boy?" Stella leaned close, her words dripping with malice. "David, the one that smells like a dead rat and burnt pepper." The hallway's vibrant energy dimmed as her cruelty unfolded, naming David cursed with the worst mouth odor in history. Annabelle blinked, silent, her heart stirring with unease. "It seemed nice," she said quietly, but Stella scoffed. "Nobody goes near him. His breath sent a girl to the clinic." Her laughter, sharp and mocking, filled the corridor, students glancing over, the communal gossip a tide that swept David's name into infamy. Annabel's gaze dropped to the map, its neat lines a testament to David's silent kindness. "No wonder he didn't talk," she murmured, but Stella pressed. "He knew his breath would kill your kindness." A dramatic warning, "Run for your life!" painted David as a pariah, her envy flaring at Annabel's compassion, a folktale villain's scorn for a heroine's grace. "He's handsome for nothing," Stella sneered, a fine face with a dangerous mouth. Annabel, unmoved, held her ground, her quiet resolve a contrast to Stella's flamboyance, the hallway's chatter a backdrop to their clash of hearts. The university's communal spirit, vibrant yet cruel, swirled around them. Annabel's empathy a flicker of hope for David, Stella's malice a shadow seeking to dim it. The map in her hand a symbol of a kindness that defied the curse's weight. Beneath the soft glow of the suburban home, where the sitting room's woven mats bore the weight of David's despair, a storm of anguish erupted. King Omorog, his regal presence softened by simple attire, greeted his son, but as David spoke, "Good evening, Dad." His father's hand rose to his nose, a gentle yet piercing betrayal. "I see you covered your nose again," David said, his voice heavy with resignation. "I've stopped feeling anything. I'm just tired, Dad." The room's warm light dimmed, the ticking clock a relentless echo of his pain. A folktale prince wounded by kin, akin to phase trials in the African tales you cherish. His father's kind eyes faltered, the air thick with the curse's sting. The suburban dusk outside a quiet witness to a father's unintended hurt. Depia's voice cracked. "They laugh at me every day. Today, a new student asked for directions, and I couldn't speak, too scared of my breath. I gave her a paper like I'm dumb." His fists clenched, tears gathering. "I can't laugh, talk, or make friends. If you don't do something, I'll end it all." The words struck like a thunderbolt, his father leaping up. "No, don't say that." Kneeling, King Amorog's voice trembled. "You're my only son, the reason we stand." The sitting room's walls, adorned with family photos, seemed to close in, a folktale king pleading for his heir's life, the communal bond of family strained by a curse's relentless grip. David's desperation, a cry that shook the night. "I promise I'll do something," the king vowed, his voice firm. "Tomorrow, I'll travel to Okbara to find Prophet Elijah, whose prayers shake mountains." He recounted the prophet's miracles, restoring a governor's daughter, healing a woman's madness, igniting hope. "I won't return until he helps," he swore, his hand on David's shoulder. David's tears slowed. "Do you think he can help?" The king's nod was resolute. "I believe it with all my heart. Go to school tomorrow. Good news awaits." The room's dim light flickered with promise, David's small smile a spark in his shadowed heart, a folktale hero glimpsing salvation. That night he slept with hope, dreaming of laughter and speech untainted by fear. The suburban stars a silent vow of redemption, the university's distant hum poised for a transformative dawn. Beneath the soft glow of the suburban home where the sitting room's woven mats bore the weight of David's despair, a storm of anguish erupted. King Umurag, his regal presence softened by simple attire, greeted his son, but as David spoke, "Good evening, Dad," his father's hand rose to his nose, a gentle yet piercing betrayal. "I see you covered your nose again," David said, his voice heavy with resignation. "I've stopped feeling anything. I'm just tired, Dad." The room's warm light dimmed, the ticking clock a relentless echo of his pain, a folktale prince wounded by kin, akin to phase trials in the African tales you cherish. His father's kind eyes faltered, the air thick with the curse's sting. The suburban dusk outside a quiet witness to a father's unintended hurt. David's voice cracked. "They laugh at me every day. Today a new student asked for directions, and I couldn't speak, too scared of my breath. I gave her a paper like I'm dumb." His fists clenched, tears gathering. "I can't laugh, talk, or make friends. If you don't do something, I'll end it all." The words struck like a thunderbolt, his father leaping up. "No, don't say that." Kneeling, King Omarog's voice trembled. "You're my only son, the reason we stand." The sitting room's walls, adorned with family photos, seemed to close in, a folktale king pleading for his heir's life. The communal bond of family strained by a curse's relentless grip. David's desperation, a cry that shook the night. "I promise I'll do something," the king vowed, his voice firm. "Tomorrow I'll travel to Ogbara to find Prophet Elijah, whose prayers shake mountains." He recounted the prophet's miracles, restoring a governor's daughter, healing a woman's madness, igniting hope. "I won't return until he helps," he swore, his hand on David's shoulder. David's tears slowed. "Do you think he can help?" The king's nod was resolute. "I believe it with all my heart. Go to school tomorrow. Good news awaits." The room's dim light flickered with promise. David's small smile, a spark in his shadowed heart, a folk-tale hero glimpsing salvation. That night he slept with hope, dreaming of laughter and speech untainted by fear. The suburban stars, a silent vow of redemption. The university's distant hum, poised for a transformative dawn. The sunlit grounds of Crown Star University buzzed with whispers, the air electric with the revelation of David's royal secret, transforming the mocked outcast into a prince in the eyes of his peers. Students clustered in shaded corners, their voices a communal drumbeat, murmuring, "David's the son of King Omorog." The campus, with its sprawling lawns and chattering halls, pulsed like a village square, gossip spreading like wildfire, each whisper a thread in a folktale tapestry where hidden royalty reshapes destinies. David, unaware of the fervor, awoke from a dream of freedom, laughing, speaking without fear, the suburban home's dim light, a fragile cradle for his fleeting hope. His father's vow to seek Prophet Elijah in Ogbara, a man whose prayers shake mountains, lingered, a spark in his shadowed heart, akin to Faye's resilience in the African tales you cherish. The university's vibrant energy, a distant echo yet to reach his solitary world. In the library, a haven of quiet shelves and musty books, David sought refuge, his silence a shield against the campus's cruel laughter. The soft rustle of pages and faint hum of distant chatter offered solace, his isolation a folktale outcast's burden. Stella, her glossy lips and swaying braids a bold intrusion, shattered the peace, her steps echoing like a trickster's approach. "Hi, David," she said, a handkerchief pressed to her nose, her forced smile betraying her motive. The library's warm light clashed with her calculated charm, her presence a storm in his sanctuary. "I came to say I'm sorry," she continued, sitting across from him, her voice soft but laced with opportunism, the news of his princely status fueling her shift from mockery to flattery. David's eyes narrowed, his heart guarded. "I know why you're here," he said quietly. "You came to laugh again." Stella blinked, caught off guard, but pressed, "No, I was rude, childish. I didn't know you were going through so much." Her words, a folktale schemer's plea, rang hollow, her handkerchief a silent accusation. David's voice was steady. "Now you know I'm a prince, so you're here to be nice." The library's stillness amplified the tension, her quick denial, yes and no, faltering under his scrutiny. "You're still covering your nose," he noted, her awkward laugh exposing her discomfort, the air thick with the curse's sting, a reminder of his shame. Stella dropped the handkerchief, stammering, "It's just a habit." David's faint smile held sadness. "You were about to say, Mr. Mouth Odor, weren't you?" Her protest, "No, you said it," met his soft laugh, a rare flicker of levity. "Can we be friends?" she asked, her tone gentler, but David's skepticism held firm. Her past taunts, "Your breath could kill fish," a wound unhealed. "I'll think about it," he said, his caution a folktale hero's wariness, the library's quiet shelves a backdrop to a tentative truce, the university's gossip a distant hum, his heart torn between hope and doubt, Stella's motives a shadow in his quest for redemption. Under the warm glow of the suburban home, where the sitting room's woven mats held the weight of David's long suffering, a beacon of hope emerged. Returning from school, his heart still raw from Stella's calculated apology, David was greeted by his father, King Omorog. his regal presence softened by urgency. "The man of God is here," he said, smiling. Prophet Elijah awaits in the prayer room. David's eyes widened, his bag dropping, the promise of Okabra's miracle worker igniting a spark in his shadowed soul. A folktale hero on the cusp of salvation, akin to Faye's enduring trials in the African tales you cherish. The home's quiet, with its ticking clock and faint scent of incense pulsed with anticipation. The suburban dusk, a serene canvas for a transformative encounter. The university's distant gossip fading before this pivotal moment. In the prayer room, bathed in soft candlelight, Prophet Elijah sat, his gray beard and serene eyes radiating wisdom, a village sage in a modern sanctuary. "Welcome, my son," he said, his voice a soothing balm. David, trembling, sat, his heart laid bare. "Man of God, please help me," he pleaded, tears brimming. "I'm mocked, avoided, ashamed, my breath chases people away, my voice feels like a curse." The room's flickering flames cast gentle shadows, amplifying his anguish, a prince humbled by a cruel affliction. The prophet's hand, warm on his shoulder, steadied him. "Do not cry, my son. Your time of shame is over," he declared. His calm authority a folktale elder's promise, the air thick with sacred resolve. The home's stillness, a sacred space for redemption. "Your curse, born from wounding an old woman with words, can be broken by love," the prophet revealed. "A woman who truly loves you, with a passionate kiss from her heart, will lift it forever." David blinked, hope mingling with doubt. "Love?" he asked, voice quaking. "What if I don't love her back?" The prophet nodded. "Her love, pure and deep, is enough. It must be for your heart, not your crown or wealth. A false kiss will fail." The room's incense swirled, a folktale oracle's decree echoing through the ages. David's mind racing with the weight of this strange solution. The university's cruel laughter, Stella's taunts, fleeing classmates, bloomed. Yet the prophet's words kindled a fragile hope. The suburban night, a silent witness to a path unveiled. David sighed. "That will be hard to find." The prophet smiled. "Sometimes the answer is near. Be patient. Watch. Listen to your heart." Rising, David felt a shift, his despair tempered by possibility, a folktale hero glimpsing light through darkness. That night, on his bed, he pondered Stella's apology, her handkerchief betraying her shallow intent. "She loves the title, not me," he whispered, dismissing her, the room's dim light a cradle for his doubt, yet the prophet's promise. "The one who loves you may be near," stirred hope. The suburban stars a vow of love yet to come, his heart poised for a truth beyond the curse's shadow. The quiet of David's suburban bedroom, where moonlight filtered through the curtains, cradled his restless thoughts as he pondered Stella's library apology, her handkerchief-covered nose and sudden kindness after learning his princely status rang hollow, a folktale trickster's ploy unmasked by memory of her taunts. "Your breath could kill fish." "She loves the title, not me," he whispered, dismissing her, his heart guarded against her shallow charm. The room's dim glow, with its childhood photos and soft ticking clock, held his fragile hope, stirred by Prophet Elijah's promise of a true love's kiss to break his curse, a beacon akin to Faye's resilience in the African tales you cherish. The suburban night, serene yet heavy, whispered of a love yet to be found. The university's distant gossip a faint hum in his solitary world. At Crown Star University, the flower garden behind the science block offered David a sanctuary, its blooming petals and rustling leaves a balm to his wounded spirit. Sitting on a bench, he gazed at the trees, the campus's vibrant chatter a distant echo, his silence a shield against mockery. Annabelle's soft voice broke through. "Hi, David." Her calm presence a gentle contrast to Stella's flamboyance. Her neat uniform and kind eyes radiated sincerity, her fearless approach a folktale heroine's grace. Taking a seat, she smiled. "Say something, I don't mind, I already know your story." David froze, his heart racing, but her chuckle, "I know the smell was strong, but I can manage," disarmed him, a rare acceptance piercing his shame. "I'm sorry," he stammered, voice low. "It's not my fault." Annabelle nodded. "I know. It's not the end of the world." Her words, untainted by judgment, warmed the garden's cool air, the birds' soft songs amplifying her compassion. David's surprise softened into trust. "Can we be friends?" he asked, tentative. "Sure," she replied, her smile a communal fire's glow, a bond forming amidst the campus's cruel whispers. She shared, "My mom was sick. I was caring for her," prompting his concern. "Is she okay now?" Her nod, "She's fine, thank God," deepened their connection, the garden's tranquility a folktale haven where kindness flourished, David's heart lighter, a flicker of hope reborn. As David leapt for food, offering, "Want to come?" Annabelle declined. "Maybe next time," their smiles a quiet vow. Trouble loomed as Stella stormed up, her braids swaying, eyes blazing. "What are you doing with my man?" she demanded, her voice cutting through the garden's peace. Annabelle, confused, laughed. "Who's your man?" Stella scoffed. "David, of course," her envy a folktale villain's wrath. Sparked by Annabelle's bond with the prince she now coveted, the campus's communal pulse a backdrop to her jealous outburst, David's newfound hope a fragile spark in the brewing storm, beneath the dappled shade of Crown Star University's garden, where the scent of blooming flowers mingled with the campus's lively hum. Annabelle faced Stella's envious wrath, her accusation, "You're stealing my man," a venomous barb. Laughing, Annabelle retorted, "Weren't you the one who said you'd never accept David, even for $1 million?" Her sharp words pierced Stella's facade, exposing her hypocrisy for mocking David before his royal status, a folktale heroine unmasking a villain's deceit, akin to Faye's resilience in the African tales you cherish. The garden's rustling leaves and distant student chatter framed their clash, Stella's braids swaying as her face reddened, her claim to David a shallow grasp at his crown, the communal pulse of the university amplifying the stakes of their moral standoff. "How dare you?" Stella spat, her voice a shrill echo of wounded pride. "You're just jealous of my class." Annabelle stood firm, her calm eyes unwavering. "How dare you? You insulted David, now you chase him for his title. That's not love, it's desperation." Her words, a village elder's judgment, cut deep, the air thick with tension as Stella gasped. "You daughter of a poor tomato seller?" Annabelle's laughter rang clear. "And I regret thinking you were decent. Your heart stinks worse than any perfume." Stella raised her hand, poised to strike, but Annabelle's bold step forward, "Touch me, and the school will know your true love," froze her. The garden's tranquility a stark contrast to her defeated tremble, a folktale triumph of truth over malice. Stella, speechless, retreated, her lips quivering, her shame a public wound as Annabelle walked away, head high, the campus's vibrant energy swirling around her resolute stride. "I'm not even dating David," she had clarified. "Your idea of love is a crown, not a heart." The university's gossip, fueled by Stella's earlier lies about Annabelle's past, faltered against her integrity, students whispering as her kindness shone through. David, unaware of the clash, grew closer to Annabelle, their quiet moments in the library or under trees a refuge from the campus's cruel tide. His trust in her a folktale bond forged in sincerity, the communal chatter a distant hum against their shared silence. Through the restaurant, Stella sat alone, her forced sadness morphing into wicked amusement, her laughter low and venomous. "This mouth odor boy thinks I'm after his handsomeness," she scoffed, rolling her eyes. "That breath could chase mosquitoes from a village." Her plan crystallized, a folktale schemer's vow. "By the time I'm done, he'll forget his name. No one takes my spotlight, not even a cursed print." The restaurant's clinking trays and student banter masked her malice, her heart set on ruining Annabelle's bond with David, the campus's communal spirit a battleground where deceit plotted against love. Stella's laughter a dark omen in the university's sunlit halls. Mid the vibrant bustle of Crown Star University where students gathered under sprawling trees, Stella launched a vicious campaign to tarnish Annabelle's name, her perfume-laden presence a deceptive veil. "Good morning, guys," she cooed to a group, her voice sweet but venomous. Annabelle was expelled from her last school for scandals with boys. Her lies, a folktale villain's slander, spread like wildfire, claiming Annabelle used charms on David, the prince whose odor she once mocked. The campus's sunlit paths hummed with whispers, some students recoiling from Annabelle, others doubting, "That sounds made up," their communal pulse a mix of belief and skepticism, akin to a village council swayed by gossip. The African tales you cherish, echoing Faye's resilience against deceit, Annabelle, undeterred, rose above the drama, her kindness unshaken as she helped a sick classmate in the clinic, her integrity a quiet flame. David, finding solace in her presence, sat with her under a library tree, the cool breeze and birdsong a haven from the university's cruel tide. "I'm glad you still talk to me," he said, his voice soft, the weight of his curse lighter in her company. Annabelle's smile warmed the air. "Why wouldn't I? You've been nothing but kind." Her words, a folktale heroine's truth, stirred his heart, their silence deep and sweet, the campus's chatter fading into a sacred stillness. A moment where love's seed took root. Without a word, Annabelle leaned forward, her kiss soft and slow, a passionate act of pure love, fulfilling Prophet Elijah's prophecy. The garden's gentle rustle seemed to pause, the curse lifting as David's breath cleared, his heart soaring, a folktale redemption where true love vanquished a cruel spell. The university's vibrant halls, once a stage for mockery, now framed a triumph, the communal spirit poised to embrace a prince restored. Annabelle's courage, untainted by David's title, mirrored the prophet's decree: love for his heart, not his crown. Her kiss, a village healer's ritual, breaking the chains of shame that bound him for years. The suburban dusk, a silent witness to a miracle born of sincerity. The story's call to viewers: what lessons did you take away? Resonated, urging reflection on love's power and truth's victory. David, no longer an outcast, stood taller, his bond with Annabelle a beacon of hope. The campus's gossip silenced by their quiet strength. The tale, a tapestry of resilience and redemption, invited all to ponder kindness over judgment. A folktale legacy where a prince's curse dissolved under a heroine's love, the university's sunlit paths alive with the promise of a new dawn, the viewer's heart stirred by a narrative of triumph and grace.